All right, so I'm up here and I just want to come down from the inside, nice and shallow, right? Is that going to work? Hey guys, and welcome back to Golf Test Dummy, the channel where I use my game to help your game, and another video reviewing a tip, reviewing a thought that I think might just help your game. Wow, that is high baby draw, really solidly struck. I'll take that all day. Real quick before we get into this tip, I would just like to say that in the description down below, I've got some affiliations and some sponsorships, some ways to save you guys a little bit of money with some discount codes and ways to support the channel. And also, don't forget the super thanks button. It's kind of like a tip jar. If you like this video, feel free to hit the thumbs up button and leave me a little tip down there below and say thanks for the tip with a tip. Let's get into this. What's the most important part of the golf swing? I've heard a bunch of different answers to this from a bunch of different pros and a bunch of different people on YouTube. It runs the gamut. A lot of people say that the grip and the setup maybe is the most important part. Other people talk about getting shallow with the club as being the most important part. Other people might talk about rotation or finishing your swing or whatever the answer might be. I've got my own answer. Let's see if you agree with mine. I'll take that one. So what is it? What's the most important part of the golf swing? Well, for me, it's impact, period. How can there be any other answer than impact? At the end of the day, this has no moving parts, none. This also has zero moving parts. So the moment in time that the face of this club contacts the surface of this golf ball, that has to be the most important part, because it's the only time that any force or action is being put onto these two objects. This only reacts to what this has done to it. How can that not be the most important thing in the golf swing? Is impact. The moment when the face meets the golf ball, how can that not be the most important thing, right? How you make that impact happen, that's all left up to interpretation and individuality. But if you were going to pick the second most important thing, it's probably how your club comes from about waist high into the golf ball, because there are two big determining factors that let that golf ball know where it's going to start, how it's going to curve, how it's going to fly, where it's going to end up, the path and the velocity of your shot. There are two big factors in that. Of course, there's more than that, but the two biggies would be your face at impact. Is it oriented square? Is it closed? Is it open? And the path at which the club is coming into the golf ball. Face and path determine that direction and the curvature of the golf ball. So that would have to be the second most important part of the golf swing, right? Now, I'm not going to talk about the face, because getting the face square, personally, I believe that if your hands are oriented on the club correctly and they're pretty much neutral or square at setup and address, when you bring them back, you're trying to bring them back to that same position, so that if the club hasn't moved around in your hand, then if your hands come in nice and square, then your face should be kind of square. But talking about path, coming in from the waist into impact, that last little bit of your swing, I feel like that's hugely important. And there's sort of a misnomer. We all know that feel is not real. So a lot of times you can feel like you're bringing it from the inside, but if you've turned this shoulder out, you're really coming from the outside in. So you almost have to leave that shoulder back. Now, this kind of ties into all the videos I've been doing prior to this. If you haven't watched those, you need to go back and watch them to build up to this. But essentially, when I'm up here at the top of my swing, I can't bring the shoulder out first, because even if I feel like I'm dropping the hands at that point, I'm coming from the outside in. But if I get here and I bring my hands down, first, look, now I'm in a perfect position to where I can come from the inside, the face can come in and square up, and I can come in with that nice low, shallow, from the inside path, and assuming that the club is square, hit a fairly straight shot. From here, I'm loaded I'm at my waist, and from here I can apply leverage and I can start to turn into the shot here. But if my hands are here and I start to turn right away, there's no way to get back to that golf ball except to cast it out and come over the top. Maybe the face is closed, maybe it's square, maybe it's open. Again, I'm not dealing with face, but if I get to the top and the first thing I do is come down and then start to turn, that's when the magic happens. That's what I guess a lot of these coaches are talking about, getting into the slot. You've got to get back into the slot first and then bring it down from the inside and turn. You need to determine where that over the top is coming from. Is it coming from the shoulder coming out, or is it coming from the hands working out instead of working down? They need to go straight down, almost down towards your hip. Like if you think you're on your shoulder here, if you bring it down to the hip first and then turn and sort of blend those together, you can't be coming from over the top unless you've turned and opened up, or you've changed some sort of spine angle. You come right down from the inside and the face squares up, and boom, you're on plane and the ball is going down range. Anytime I'm doing a drill like this where I'm trying to change something, I have to exaggerate it, and you're going to have to exaggerate yours as well. When you get to the top, instead of bringing it down and going after the ball with your shoulders and your hands and arms at the same time, you're probably going to have to get here and feel like you drop it first and then turn through. And you could start out slow. You could start out slow. You could bring it in and just do it in segments. So take it to the top and then drop and then come through. And keep the shoulders more square, or even keep them closed and drop the club in like this. You'll have to feel that kind of exaggeration in the beginning and go slow in pieces at first and work your way up to where now everything becomes more fluid and you're really bringing it from the inside. You really want to feel like you're riding a rail, almost like you're in one of those PVC hoops at the driving range. You want to feel like your club's riding down that rail and coming into the golf ball on that plane. So it's going to take some work, it's going to take some time, but if you can get that club to track from the inside and your face is square, the only thing you'd have to worry about at that point is contact. Where's your low point? Are you chunking it? Are you topping it? Are you fatting it? But if you get it from that point, that's at least going to get your path correct. And you can work on contact. Contact can be figured out, but the first things first, you got to get that path going the right direction. Guys, try that out. Leave me some comments down below. Let me know how it worked out for you on the range, out on the course, in your home simulator bay. Be sure to check out the description box down below so you can find the links to save yourself some money. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do so. Subscribe to the channel. I put out a video every week. I review tips, I review gear, try to help you guys out to make golf easier and save you some money in the process. I'll see you in the next video.